Shalom. Want to first give all credit to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Want to give a double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'm just back with another short video. Just going through some articles. Just to see what's going on, out there in the world, because the scriptures say talk about being watchful as well as praying. So I'm just just being circumspect with what's going on. And this particular article actually came out April 8th. Been wanting to do a video on this. Just caught up in a few things, but this particular article is from RT News. It says family plans to survive COVID-19 apocalypse by spending years in underground bunker while virus ravages the world. Just some more folly to laugh at. Because Esau really believes in their hearts that they can escape these impending judgments. Esau, they really think that they're going to be able to basically wait out the storm. It's just this article says plans to survive COVID-19 apocalypse by spending years in an underground bunker. So they think, as well as our people, the mass majority, they're really hoping and praying for things to get better, that that this all blows over and things start getting or eventually get back to normal, because this is home for a lot of people. This is heaven for a lot of people. So people don't want to see this place be destroyed. They don't want to see their daddy Esau getting taken out of power. But little do they know that this is the end. I don't have an app, but I'm gonna pull out second Ezra's. What's that? 7:6. Because what you see is a transition of power. You got Esau. You got Esau. Slowly but surely they're coming out of power. But you got so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You got the kingdom about to be established. So what is that? 6 and 7 or 7 and 6? It talks about just look this up. It talks about Esau being the ending of the world. Okay. Second Ezra 6 and 9. Okay. So it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So again, you got Esau. Yahweh Shem Shai is slowly but surely taking Esau out of power. Bringing his kingdom down, and you got the kingdom of Israel under the rulership of Yahweh Shai. It's about to come into power, and these devils, they think they can stop this from happening. Again, they built these billion-dollar bunkers, thinking they can just wait things out, and just make it through the storm. But little do they know, this is the permanent end. This is the last captivity for the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Esau's doing everything in their power to stop this from happening. So nevertheless, getting some of this article, it says some Americans have taken extreme measures to avoid the global pandemic by moving into converted former military shelters in South Dakota, saying we've got life insurance and car insurance. Now we've got total insurance. So you can just see the pride of these people. Because ultimately, they even say this in the world. You come in this world with nothing. So what you think you're gonna leave with? Absolutely nothing. All that money that you set aside. This insurance or whatever. Because people, a lot of these things like money and what anything that people get in this world, they pretty much worship it as their god. So a lot of people, they put their trust on these material things. When all that's going to be destroyed. You know, um, but reading on, it says most of us hope the COVID-19 lockdown is over within weeks and life returns to normal. But no one, but one family in the USA is prepared and ready to spend years underground to write it out. Yeah. So again, um, you got people out here thinking that this is, they can just write these things out. Um, well, I don't want to jump the gun. Reading on, it says, the Gembalas purchased a former military bunker made of concrete and steel in South Dakota, Dakota 3 years ago. There are 575 such bunkers in the fortress, which was used to store bombs and munitions until 1967. It's completely off grid. They have they have their own power supply, solar, wind, diesel generations, and running water, and enough dried and canned food to last at least 2 years. So so again, um now you got these top banking elite families. Again, they built these multi-million and billion-dollar bunkers because they really do think they can escape the um the said judgments that are to come. But little do they know, when Yahushua shows up, and after he gets busy, you're gonna have, matter of fact, let me get it. You're gonna have, he's gonna send his hunters out to fetch these heathens out of these bunkers. Um, but I don't want to talk too much. I'll just let the scripture speak. What is that? Isaiah 9 and verse 1. It says, I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. So again, after those nuclear missiles, you are going to have some, the Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to set it up to where, some of these elite banking families, make it out of the destruction just so they can go out of slavery, just so they can go into slavery. They're going to get out of this destruction just to get into slavery. Reading into hell. I'm sorry. Reading verse 2, it says, though they dig into hell, then shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So again, they got all these luxurious bunkers, underground bunkers. They got the underwater bunkers. They got the um they're satellite space stations, out there in the heavens, and how about Shemi Rashai? He's going to use his hand, basically. He's going to send his hunters out to fetch to fetch Esau and all these other the other heathens out of these these bunkers. If you go to the book of Amos, chapter, what is that, 9? I was already there. Reading on verse 3, it says, "And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them." So yeah, again, you got um, like I just said, not only do you got these underground bunkers, they got bunkers in these mountains. You got these underwater bunkers, and little do they know, Yahweh Shemel Shai is he's going to set it up to where basically they're going to run into the great serpent, the Leviathan. He's going to meet them out down there. Um, you know, um, Reading verse 4, it says, "And though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will set mine eyes upon them for evil and not for good." So that's pretty much what I wanted on that. We'll go to the book of Job 27. Verse 16. It says, "Though they heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver." So again, because going back to this article, it says that talks about how pretty much they've stocked up food for years. Pretty much everything that they pretty much everything to sustain themselves in a post-apocalyptic society. It says they have the home power supplies, the home solar, wind, diesel generators, running water, dried and canned food to last at least 2 years. See, we just read that. We just read in Job 27:16. It says, "Though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver." And that's going into the elect. You know, they store up all these goods and treasures and food and things and whatnot. They don't even know that, they're preserving that for some of the elect, because, when all hell breaks loose, before the ultimate climax, before it it gets to that point where, Yahweh Shai comes back and, he sends his hunters out to fetch them out of these bunkers or whatnot. Before all that takes place, and during Jacob's trouble, you're gonna have the elect, some of the elect, run into these bunkers, and they're gonna be, good for the most part. Yahweh Shem Shai, he's gonna take care of his elect. When all hell's breaking loose. And again, I got to bring this point out because you are gonna have some of the elect be martyred for this truth. Some are going to be killed for this truth. But scriptures talk about how they're going to have shotgun. When Yahweh Shai shows up, they're going to be the first ones lifted up, beamed up in the chariots. But for the most part, because I brought it out in the last video, you got the house of the mourning, and you got those mourning and sighing and crying, and which are pretty much the elect. They're crying out to Yahweh Shem Yoshai. But then you got the house of mirth. People are, living it up. Not taking anything serious, not taking heed to the warnings of Yahweh Shem Yoshai, and they're gonna have to, because again, Yahweh Shem Yoshai has given plenty of time for you Jakes to repent, to acknowledge their sins, and to make amends, basically. But 2/3 of our people has already been prophesied. They're not going to do that. So, again, when all hell breaks loose, the script is going to flip. So, all those that have been living it up and enjoying and partying it up and, doing whatever. Um, YOLO, got that YOLO mentality, so to say. Um, when all hell breaks loose, they're going to be in the house of mourning. They're going to be catching hell. They're going to be going through their chastisement. And those who have, taken the opportunity, those who are in the house of mourning right now, and took the opportunity and took heed, to the warnings and, you know, are repenting. When all hell breaks loose, pretty much, Yahweh Shem Shai, he's going to take care of his men. And then, it goes back to, again, you're going to have some of the elect, because, scriptures talk about how, some of the elect, they're going to be, nomads, on the move. You're going to have, some of the elect, they're actually going to come in contact with some of these bunkers. They're going to have all the food and, they're going to be good, Um, let's think of this precept. Try the book of Psalms. I think that's what I want. Psalms 91. The book of Psalms, chapter 91, and I'm gonna start at verse 9. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. And ultimately, that's talking about those nuclear missiles that are going to be shot off, throughout the world, but more so here in America. The elect, they're not going to have nothing to worry about. And again, these top banking elite families, they trust in their sword. They trust in their, their basically, their blessing. And they think, they really think and believe that these bunkers that they got, throughout the world, it's going to save them. And, for the most part, some of them are going to be, preserved just so they can, get, yoked up out of these bunkers just to be brought into slavery and chains and shackles. The reading on it says, nor for the pestilence that walketh in the darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. Again, they're all going, back to ultimately those nuclear missiles. Verse 7, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thy eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. So again, you got the elect men of the Lord, because they took advantage of the opportunity, and not being in the house of basically laughter and mirth, living it up. The elect, they took advantage of the time that Yahweh Shem Shai gave. And they did in fact repent and change, present themselves a living sacrifice. So that's why, reading on to verse 10, it says, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. So again, again, when all hell breaks loose, when it's all said and done, the elect, they're going to be preserved. They're going to be taken care of. You're going to have all type of miracles, so to say, and divine intervention, all type of spiritual intervention, I should say, taking place. And part of that is a part of those miracles, again, you're going to have certain of the elect, they're going to be coming into contact with these bunkers. They're going to have, many wives, concubines. You're going to have food. You're going to, there's one precept that I'm looking for. Let me try. I think it's Job. I think Job is what I'm looking for. It talks about how, the elect, man, they're going to be, when all hell's break loose, they're going to be laughing and whatnot, Let's try Job 5. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Isaiah. I want Job. Job chapter 5, I think it's 16. 17. Yeah. Job chapter 5, verse 20, it says, "In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword." So again, when all hell's breaking loose, you're going to have the certain of the elect, they're going to have food, they're going to have shelter. Um, you know, you know, the said sword and judgment and things taking place, they're elect, they're going to be preserved. Um, you know, none of these the troubles are gonna touch the elect. But again, you gotta keep bringing out the point. You are gonna have some martyred for this truth, but for the most part, the elect, they're gonna be straight during these times. Um, so going back to this article, um, it says, Michael Gambala, a builder from Indiana, moved his family into their customized bunker last week. Speaking exclusively to RT from inside his shelter, he explained, "This wasn't an out of the blue idea. Our daughter went through a horrific accident some years ago, and as parents, we realized that you can't control anything," and that is exactly right. Again, because man's goings are of the Lord. So when these heathens, they pay for these expensive bunkers. They don't, again, they have no idea that ultimately it's Yahweh Shemel Shai who's putting it in their spirit to make these bunkers for certain of the elect. So we could see how life can change drastically and fast, and we researched what he could do to prepare if something happened in the world, so we could protect our children and family. It makes no sense to have life insurance, car insurance, and it made sense for us to have total insurance. Reading this part again, it says we could see how life can change drastically and fast, and we researched what we could do to prepare if something happened in the world, so we could protect our children and family. So, just my humble and honest opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if because again, we're living in a time where people are starting to wake up. They know things are about to happen, and a lot of people are secretly watching these different Israelite camps, and especially the videos from GMS. I wouldn't be surprised if they said they did the research. They my bet is they probably watched some GMS videos because out of all these different camps, GMS, they give it to you. They don't really sugarcoat nothing. So you know they know this destruction is coming, and again, they really think they can get out of this. So they really believe in their hearts that they can escape judgment. But again, as we just read, and little do they know, they're preparing that stuff for certain of the elect. So um um they're going to have an even more traumatizing experience when you got big black men in angelic like bodies, or in angelic bodies, yanking you. Matter of fact, let me just get it. Um, you know, it's gonna be even more traumatizing experience when you getting yoked up by some black angels, some black men, so-called black men. What is that? Jeremiah 16:16. Because this is something they've been doing for, you know, um, I would say gradually. Notice recently that um, more and more prominent people, and even those that aren't so prominent, like this particular family, I don't believe they're um like any type of governor or someone in a prominent position, but just people with a lot of money. They're preparing for these preparing for in an apocalypse. Again, just bringing out the point that more and more people they sense that something is about to happen. So recently, you got more and more people that starting to move into their bunkers. They're starting to sell all their assets. You have a lot of these people from CEOs of these companies that are selling their um, you know selling their companies over, and resigning, stepping down, moving into these bunkers. So they know these things are about to happen. But um, I'm gonna just pull this precept, Jeremiah 16:16. It says, "Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks." So again, when it's all said and done, after it's all said and done, and Yahweh Shai comes, and he's gonna send his elect men throughout four corners of the earth. We're gonna extract these you know primarily these top banking elite families, and as well as these other nations and other heathens. Basically basically going to be like what do you call it, like a seek or search and destroy, if I'm saying that right. Yahweh Shai, he's going to send his elect, his hunters, and they're basically going to um you know um because again, a lot of these elite uh rich and elites, they're from, some of them are going to be preserved, just so Yahweh Shai can send his hunters out to gather them up in chains and in shackles, auctioning them off and whatnot. you know um Everything that, and I'm talking about everything horrible that has been done to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, every single individual, man, woman, and child, in all of history, every horrible thing that has been done, you know, it's going to be cake work compared to the first day of slavery for these Edomites and these in these nations, but primarily these Edomites. Their first day of slavery is going to be the worst day. Like I said, worse than any, worse than every single individual bad thing, so to say, that has happened to so-called Native American, Indian, Black, and Hispanic man, woman, and child. They're going to catch it. So, just reading this again, it says, Jeremiah 16:16, "Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks." Because again, when America catches its ultimate judgment, the ultimate plague, which are those nuclear missiles, and Yahweh Shai shows up, you're gonna have these rich elites, man. They're gonna flee. They're gonna run into their secret bunkers and hideouts and whatnot, underwater bunkers, where we read earlier. Those underwater bunkers. The Leviathan's gonna meet them out there or meet them down there. So there's no escaping. They got their um satellite space stations and whatever they try to flee to, up there, they're gonna be met with angels, laser beams from so-called UFOs. So it's no escaping. Um, I want to get Isaiah chapter 2 verse 19. It says, "And they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for the fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth." So again, contrary to popular doctrine, what they teach out there, a lot of people are expecting this so-called white, stringy-haired, blue-eyed devil, to come down and give everyone hugs and kisses, singing kumbayas. Well, you know, that day, for those people, that day is going to catch them as, a thief, as the scriptures say, because in fact, when Yahweh sends his son Yahweh Shai, and he's going to show up, it's going to be far from a pretty day, um, when Yahweh Shai shows up, people's hearts are going to faint. People's hearts, they're people are going to are going to die in fear, paralyzed in fear. This is going to be a day. And listen, Jake, man, Jake likes to make a grand entrance, and we get that from, ultimately our father, but we get that from, our big brother Yahweh Shai. A lot of traits that from Jake comes from, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, they are black men, or so-called black men. So like I was saying, Jake's like to make an interest, man. And when Yahweh Shai shows up, he ain't coming um extending arms, you know. Um you just read, it says, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for fear of Yahweh. It says for fear of Yahweh. So, when Yahweh Shai shows up, part of that glory he's coming with and the majesty he's coming with is those angels, and they gonna be getting busy, shooting concentrated fire. They gonna be getting busy as well. You're gonna have nuclear missile heat from the nuclear missiles, and then you're gonna have heat from these chariots, which are also so-called black men. So, again, that when that day comes, it's not gonna be a pretty sight. So, um, so with that being said, you're gonna have these rich elites, man. They're gonna run like hell. They actually think they're gonna get away. And you see that now. You see, like I mentioned, people are preparing and basically preparing for the worst, thinking they could just uh, outright this storm and wait things out. Well, we just the first scripture I started off with was Esau or Esau being the ending of the world and Jacob being the beginning of it. Roughly paraphrasing it. You know, Yahweh Shai is coming to permanently take Esau out of power. So there's gonna come a time, man. Yahweh Shai, again, we just read. He's gonna send his hunters out. To fetch these people out of these bunkers. You're going to Ecclesiastes 3 and start at verse 6. It says, "A time to get and a time to lose, a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak." So again, there's going to come a point in time where again, Yahweh Shai is going to send his elect. He's going to send his elect throughout the four corners of the earth. it's going to be a time of basically tearing apart. We're gonna, and by that time, the elect, they're gonna have those new bodies and all type of spiritual power and whatnot. So they're gonna be ripping through these bunkers like nothing. These doors that weigh tons and tons. The elect, man, they're gonna tear them doors down like nothing, like paper. It's gonna be nothing to the elect. So um, this is the time that we're coming to. So Esau, they can continue to think that they're gonna get away, but that's going to be a part of the astonishment. When Yahweh Shai shows up, and again, you got the so-called black men, big cock diesel black men coming through. Coming through the bunkers and yoking these Edomites up and taking them out on chains. There's coming a time, man, and because right now is the time of humility. As we read, what was that? I think that was Jeremiah. What was that? Jeremiah. Go back to it. I think that was Jeremiah 16:16, and talked about how it talks about how they shall fish. Basically, right now we're in the time of basically the gathering of the elect. Yahweh Shai, he has his fishers out there to fish the other to fish the other elect, to wake the other elect up, so to say. But there's going to be a time when those fishers, they're going Yahweh Shai is going to put the spit on them to be hunters. They're going to fetch these Edomites, snatch them up. Jake, man. Jake knows how to be evil. So Jake knows how to be, what is it? Hit a lick or knock a popple, whatever they say. I don't know what they say, but Jake knows how to run up, run up and stick up, basically. So there's gonna come a point in time where these things are gonna be taking place. So they're saving up all this food. They're storing up all these goods. They don't know they're Yahweh Shem Shai has put the spirit on them to do these things, but they don't know that they're preserving these things for certain of the elect. So just see if there's anything else I want in this article. The bunkers are out in the remote countryside and are purposely located far from any potential flood sites or nuclear targets. So yeah, again, because again, Esau, they put their trust 100% in their blessing. So they think that these bunkers are strong enough to withhold nuclear destruction, which some of them may be, but they're nowhere near capable of withstanding the power of the elect that the Yahweh Shem is going to put on his elect men. So it says we're here to ride out. We're here till the end, and whatever happens, we're in it for the long run. We have enough food for a couple of years. So Yahweh Shai is coming to bring down the let me see if we can find that. He's here to shut up the pride. Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13:11, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Verse 12, it says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So again, that's going into those elect. Um, um, again, Yahweh Shai is going to put the spirit, or Yahweh Shai is going to put the spirit on these elect men, to with all these different spiritual powers and whatnot, to bring these Edomites and other nations, other Gentiles, other heathens into captivity. But again, going back to verse 11 is, Yahweh Shai, he's coming. Because again, I keep bringing out the point. Esau, they trust in they trust in their blessing. So because they're prideful, but again, Yahweh Shai, he's coming back to, bring down the pride. He's coming back to lay low the haughtiness. So, um, I think that's pretty much it. I just find it, again, I read some of these articles, and I come across some of these articles, and it's just, I just, just find it hilarious. These people are carnal, man. Esau, they're really carnal people. You can't match carnality with spirituality. You just can't do it. They really think with their technology, that was, mind you, given to them by Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai. They think that, they can match, the spirituality and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai with their, carnal weapons, with the blessing again, which came from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So, I just come across some of these things, and I just find it funny. I'm not gonna wasn't planning on getting into the whole article, but just wanted to get some precepts. But that was pretty much it. So, um, you know, and just staying watchful. Just continue, continuing to be aware of these times that we're in. One of you brothers that are reading this, or see this video, this particular bunker, it might be for you, it might be for me, it might be for one of you. So, you know, um, so I'm gonna say shalom, and with that, I'm saying until next time.